In tonight's headlines, 3 men are charged with allegedly assisting Hong Kong intelligence services and with foreign interference under Britain's National Security Act. Shenzhen authorities are looking into the possibilities to extend the Hong Kong-Israel line further north and to make the revamped Lowu port a co-location checkpoint. And Labour and Welfare Chief Chris Sun emphasises that he has not misunderstood how the Social Workers Registration Board operates, and his concerns regarding the group are apolitical.
UK police has charged 3 men with offences under the National Security Act, including assisting Hong Kong's intelligence service and with foreign interference. The Metropolitan Police said today a number of arrests were made and searches carried out in London and the Yorkshire area. The 3 men charged are Wei Chi Leung, Matthew Trickett, and Yun Chong Bill, aged between 37 to 63. The offences carry a maximum of 14 years imprisonment. All 3 will appear in custody at Westminster Magistrates Court today. Throughout the operation, a total of 11 people were detained, in which 8 of them were not charged and released from custody on or before last Friday. The investigation remains ongoing.
Shenzhen authorities are set to launch interconnected regional projects of Hong Kong, including the B1 plot of transit land with an area of more than 100,000 square meters next to Lowu border points. Authorities from both sides are also looking into making co-location arrangements, with Hong Kong's East Rail Line to be extended north for a greater cross-border integration. Train passengers in the future can get off at Shenzhen instead of Lowu Station, and border checks will be facilitated at the new Lowu checkpoint. Upon the new arrangement, travel time from the core districts of Lowu and Shenzhen to core districts of Hong Kong Island will take only 15 minutes, which authorities hope can advance integration and development of both areas. The citizen, who travels to Shenzhen twice or thrice a week, estimates juxtaposed controls to speed up border checks for about 5 to 6 minutes, but the given convenience would not increase his number of travels per week to the mainland. The senior citizen says she usually travels to Shenzhen through Lantong Port because she can enjoy a $2 ride with senior discount. Crossing at Lowu border is expensive, she said.
就算唔係不宜啦，本身羅湖關口咧點都要做翻一啲優化或者甚至乎一啲改造嘅。
Lawmaker Gary Zhang says the Lowu redevelopment project has been undergoing planning since the pandemic, with 150,000 to 170,000 people crossing borders at Lowu daily. The current border point is not spacious enough to handle such big crowds, Zhang said. No matter what the decisions are, advancements are needed to be made. Zhang also suggested to make use of the land freed up from the current Lowu port and transfer it into a tax-free shopping area for mainland tourist convenience. Janice Yu, Cable News. Travelers from 8 more mainland cities could set foot in the region without joining any travel groups starting on the 27th of the month. The mainland authorities have earlier given the green light to citizens from Taiyuan, Hahot, Harbin, Lhasa, Lanzhou, Xining, Yinchuan, and Urumqi to visit the SAR through individual visit scheme. Pro-Beijing heavyweight Starry Lee welcomed the move, saying that the newly added cities have their very own provincial characteristics and are crucial in promoting what she called high-quality tourism development. While all of them are provincial capital cities, some of the places are home to ethnic minorities. Lawmaker Kennedy Wong pointed out that the city has to do more to cater the needs of the minority.
Our tourist guides need to also understand that some of these minorities, travelers, they probably prefer their own languages. So apart from the ability to speak Putonghua, perhaps in some signage and some areas we also need to display, their language too. And of course, for Muslim travelers, we need a halal certified hotels and restaurants.
The arrangement is also seen as a shot in the arm to the hotel industry. Taking to the airwaves this morning, Alan Chan, Chief Operation Officer from Miramar Group, pointed out that the measure was a godsend, especially when the occupancy rate of hotels is traditionally lower between May and June. This is because this group of long-haul visitors would definitely stay overnight, he explained. With an average of 17,000 vacant rooms each day, Chan assured that there are more than sufficient rooms for travelers from these 8 provincial capital cities. Under the scheme expansion, it means that people from 59 mainland cities can come to Hong Kong using a visit visa instead of having the need to join any travel group. The move came as the second amendment to the scheme this year, after the red carpet was rolled out for Xi'an and Qingdao citizens back in March. Janice Lowe, Cable News. Secretary for Labour and Welfare Chris San emphasized that there was no misunderstanding to its how the Social Workers Registration Board operates. He has earlier slammed the board and accused them of ignoring public interest and damaging social workers' professionalism and credibility by deviating from the spirit of the law. The group was specifically alleged of not setting up any mechanism to bar those convicted of national security acts from becoming registered social workers. Board Chairman Ng Yat-ming took to a radio program to refute Sun's claim and said that applicants who have committed such acts under the Social Workers Registration Ordinance would only be admitted upon the unanimous approval of all board members. He pointed out that the approval mechanism has always been effective, adding that he hopes to clarify with the secretary. But Sun said there wasn't any need for clarification, and the board has seriously deviated from the public power granted by Safeguarding National Security Ordinance. He emphasized that his concerns are apolitical. Sun questioned whether it is necessary to have a social worker who is facing rioting charges as member of the disciplinary committee.
I've pointed out very clearly that we have to improve the governance of the board so that the board will, in future, deal with issues concerning registration of social workers, as well as disciplinary matters concerning social workers in a manner that is commensurate with the need to ensure that public interest is given priority, and also the professionalism and credibility of social workers is being upheld.
He did not unveil any details of the revamp, but said that the proposal will be announced very soon. Currently, the 15-member board is comprised of 8 elected members, 6 appointees, and a representative from the Social Welfare Department. It is believed that the government is looking to step up the ratio of appointed members through the reform. Janice Lowe, Cable News.
Russian President Vladimir Putin continued his cabinet shakeup after starting his 5th term in office last week. The latest significant reshuffle targeted the defense ministry. Putin removed his longtime ally, Sergei Shoigu, as defense minister, who was the country's longest-serving minister and has been leading through its full-scale invasion of Ukraine since 2022. Shoigu was instead appointed as Secretary of Russia's Security Council, while Andrei Belousov, a former deputy prime minister who specializes in economics, will replace Shoigu as defense minister. Belousov has never served in the army and had only been serving as economics minister and advisor to Putin. A spokesman for Putin stated that the new appointment would not change Russia's military approach and explained the choice of an economist leading the military indicates the importance to incorporate security economy into the country's economy. Sources said the Kremlin wants to streamline its military operations. The move may signal the focus on growing the Russian war economy as the Ukraine war drags on. Moscow's recent offensive has opened new fronts along Ukraine's northeastern border, with heavy shellings on the Kharkiv region. In the town of Vovchansk, the intense battles forced many Ukrainians to escape from their homes. This woman said the Russian soldiers were shooting very hard and everything is on fire. She was scared for her children. This 75-year-old lady recalled horrible days and nights, scared of being killed. Russian forces were on the outskirts of the town and were approaching from 3 directions. Evacuation teams worked non-stop to take residents out of harm's way. Anna Chan, Cable News.
Investors trading A-shares via the Stock Connect program with the Mainland stop accessing intraday turnover data for northbound starting today. In an attempt to boost investors' confidence and to nurture stock rally, the Shanghai and Shenzhen exchanges announced last month that they would cease disclosing real-time figures on purchases or sales of local stocks through trading links with Hong Kong. The changes take effect today, and the Hong Kong exchange followed suit after testing were completed over the weekend. Instead, the bourses will provide the turnover details on a daily basis, along with the 10 most traded stocks via the northbound channel. While authorities said this aligned with international practices, it also marked an attempt to limit the impact of data showing foreign outflows, which were partly blamed for worsening sentiment among Chinese retail investors. Meanwhile, Chinese investors buying Hong Kong stock via the southbound channel would not be affected. But it is expected that by mid-August, real-time available daily quota balance will only be shown when it falls below 30%, same as the latest changes to the northbound data.